That's one of the reasons we partnered with Place actually 3 years ago. It's also where I got into my investing world. Bring this home a little bit more. In 2013 is when I started in my investing world. And a mentor of mine, Jimmy McKissick, said, just get in the game. Because I said, I need to get in the game. He and his wife, Linda, own our Keller Williams region. They wrote a book called Hold. I find it very important to mention this because that's where most people get stuck. And my guess is that's where most of your members and listeners are. They don't know how to get in the game. And they just need to get literally rip the band-aid and get in the game. And that might be buying, like I did, a $37,000 house. That was my very first property. And the reason it was that one is because I saved $7,000 and needed 20% down. I personally don't do hard money lending. I know people do, and that's fine.
What kind of condition was that $37,000 house?
I mean, most houses at $37,000 are not
Fixing the foundation?
No, I mean, it was livable. It was livable, and the water was on. There was some leaks, and like the electricity was on, and there was some leaks, and I mean, the reality is that I had to upgrade it. And so over time I upgraded it, but I found somebody to rent it for $600 a month. And so for $600 a month, I would, when I would get my mortgage payment was probably around $400. I would take that $200 and get something fixed. And I did that for about 2 years. And then because the market started going upward, this is believing in holding and not just hoping, but holding your real estate. After 2 years, I sold that for $70,000. Well, I not only got the mortgage paid down and not only got the house fixed up, but I was able to double my money just about. And it was because I just held on to it. So then I held on to that for 2 years, and then I started investing more than one property at a time. And so I've just taken a very conservative approach, yet risky in some people's eyes, but conservative in a lot of investors' eyes because I've never done hard money lending. I won't do it. I always put 20% down or more. I'm buying two bed, like unless it's an absolute steal and I know about it. I'm buying a 2-bathroom home, not a 1-bath home. So again, unless it's an absolute steal, those are kind of my parameters for myself and my risk tolerance. Some people have a higher risk tolerance than others. I have a risk tolerance that's very high compared to some of the people I know in my world. You guys probably think I'm super conservative because of the standards and practices that I put in, and that's okay. It's just what is comfortable for you. And what I know my time and my money is worth.
Did you always start off that way, or did you evolve? Like, how did you start off? How did that journey start?
Yeah.
And was there an evolution?
I mean, now that I've made a little bit more money in this, my risk has, it's decreased a little bit. I mean, it's certainly loosened up a little bit. I mean, have I always bought 2-bath houses? No. But why do I? Because I've seen the returns on it for me are so much better, And again, I just came out of a house in an area of town that I just have always struggled with for me to turn. Because, for me, I look at it and I say, okay, I want to make around 20% on a flip. Well, flips today are harder than they were 10 years ago, 5 years ago.
Yes, they
because the limit is now the high end of the market. Before, it was almost limitless at one point in time. We could just name our price and we would pretty much get it, right? That's changed. So that's why flipping is getting a little bit harder and it's a little softer right now. So people are, in my opinion, should go into hold. You ask me what my opinion is of the market, go find some renters and get people in and hold on to your property a little bit. So that's kind of where I'm at.
And time is your friend. And so that book again you mentioned was called Hold.
Hold.
And they've got a couple different variations, don't they?
Well, there's one called Flip.
Flip, okay.
Yeah, and that's a different author. And there's one called Hold.
Okay.
And then there's Millionaire Real Estate Agent book is written by Gary Keller, Dave Jenks. And then there's another one called First Time Home Buyer. And there's also a Millionaire Real Estate Investor. Yeah, the blue book. So there's a set of books that I highly, highly recommend. Highly recommend.
Yeah, we're big on education here at the Tribe. So I don't know if we'll have links to those, but just check out our library. There's forums. We have ebooks, videos, and if you can constantly be educating yourself, you'll learn. You can learn from other people's mistakes. You can learn from other people's experiences, and constant growth.
Yeah. And constant growth, but you gotta jump off the cliff at some point. Oh, that come in, just get in the game, and that's what JB said. Just get in the game, and so 7 houses within 5 years is what I ended up getting. I don't have an enormous portfolio. I went down the road of a couple of Airbnbs at one time. One of them was a vacation rental down in Hilton Head, South Carolina. Again, I learned the process, learn it really, really well. I've got an Airbnb across from Churchill Downs. It's just done amazing. And now I have a couple of investors in. No, that was
Didn't sell you that.
no. We have another one on Bohannon. That was on Longfield, and I bought that for 90,
Right.
just like 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and I just sold it for 140. And
Everybody wins.
And I never had a tenant in it. Not one time had a tenant in it. I thought I was going to do an Airbnb. I sold it with a cup. I got the cup on it, conditional use permanent, but I sold it for 140. I never had a tenant in it. It was one of the. Actually, that is a complete bold-faced lie. I am so sorry. That's a bold-faced lie. I had a tenant in it for 6 months. It was a friend of mine that we were helping.
I don't know. Ja, dat zei was in it. So,
No. You're perfectly fine. We got